eating snacks.
What's going on, everybody? Your anime admins are here for another episode of Spoil the Boys. And today we're talking about something that me and Gabby have been looking forward to for like 10 years now. Both being fans of Haikyuu, the movie that just came out. The Decisive Battle at the Garbage Dump, a.k.a. the Dumpster Battle. We've been waiting 10 years since season 1 aired for this particular film. Being Kurasono, hopefully I'm saying that.
Kurasono.
Okay. Versus Nekoma. As you see, I'm team Nekoma. She's obviously team Kurasono. So before we get started, we get into talking about it, Gabby. First thing, scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate the movie?
This is a 12.
Damn.
It is so okay. Let me put the children down. As you can tell, I like Haikyuu.
Yes.
I thought it was amazing. As I told you before when we were just in the theaters talking, I was really worried because when they first announced it was season 5, and I'm like, yeah, final season, let's go, it's gonna be great. And then I don't know how long it was later, but I want to say it was like not even a month later. They're like, oh, by the way, we're just gonna do 2 movies, and that's because of the trend that animes have been going and not doing seasons and doing movies, which has been to the detriment of a lot of different animes. I think you're not getting as much content in there and you're squishing it together. So I was very worried that with the large amount of content that we had left, that it was just going to be terrible because they were just going to focus on the matches and not all the little side piece conversations that happened. But this movie blew my expectations. They did the dumpster battle extremely well. They got in the little quips, the characters. They had the cute scenes between like Akashi, Bokuto, and Yachi. Like they had one line missing in there that I liked, but there really wasn't much missing at all.
But compared to the manga, compared to the manga, it was like, did they follow it
pretty
close?
1-to-1.
Okay.
It was pretty 1-to-1 from what I can remember about the main points and like the main different things, like the big cage Kenma and Hinata scene. That was a big. I knew
that was part of the manga because the way you reacted to the thing, I was like, this must be a panel right here. Okay.
Oh yeah, that was a whole section. It was like huge, but they did a pretty good 1-for-1 with the movie and blew my expectations out of the water. And it's something I would go, just like with One Piece Red, which is different because it's not canon, but I would pay to go see the movie again.
Okay. Now, do me a favor. I feel like when people see the poster and the title, you're looking at the poster like, is this some kind of sports film? But they're battling in a dumpster. Like it's such a weird title if you're not in on what's happening. Can you explain exactly what the dumpster battle is and why it's so significant and important?
So the dumpster battle is kind of like a mix of the symbolism and the different kind of characters that the teams represent, being the crows and the cats, and then also I think where they live too. They live in Miyagi, and that it's more like an urban suburban kind of area. It's not like built up. It's not like Tokyo, and Nekoma is from Tokyo. So whenever they would get together, they would battle, and it's kind of like going into the symbolism. It's a dumpster battle. Where do you find crows? They're feeding off of trash in the dumpsters. Where do you find cats? In alleyways behind dumpsters. And because they were both like on the streets, animals, that kind of became the thing. It's like the dumpster battle. If you watch the anime, a lot of the symbolism is, there's a cat in the background just walking in an alleyway behind, and there's a crow on the dumpster across the street. And they're just all staring at each other while like the actual characters are talking. So that's kind of where the dumpster battle came in. And also the coaches had a lot of old rivalries, and they kind of created the names themselves too. So it came from kind of the area, the symbolism of the teams, and from mainly the coaches. The coaches named it.
Yeah. I think that's a perfect explanation as to why this is called a dumpster battle. For me, I gave it a 9. I thoroughly enjoyed it from the way it started, and just on what you were just saying. They open up with the whole cat and crow thing. Like them kind of looking at each other. Then they bring Hinata and Kenan, I can't remember his name. Kenma. Yeah, they bring kind of them into it, and they're having their typical kind of conversation. You know,
Hinata's all super excited. Meeting again.
Yeah, shown on the big screen. It was great way to open it. And then right after that, they waste no time and get to the match.
Yeah.
And I can say for me, this, like I said, we've been anticipating this since season 1, from the first scrimmage they had to the training, the week-long training camp they went to, and you saw those friendships / rivalries built up where they're teaching Hinata how to do different type of spikes and helping Suki to learn different type of blocks and all that kind of stuff. And that's where that picking with each other came from. You know, like, yeah, come here, give us a hand. What you want me to help you guys against blocking? Like, we're on different teams, dude. We're all here to get better. Like, let's just work together and train. And that came out so well that I didn't see coming. I knew it was going to be an emotional game because of what it represented and everything. But and 2, I knew it was going to be a hell of a game. But I didn't expect that rivalry / friendship they've kind of developed over the years to display as well as it did on the court. That was one of my favorite things. Go ahead.
You could really tell the friendship while they were in the middle of a match. They would be complimenting each other. They would be jabbing at each other. They would be doing it. I mean, at one point, like, Ken was just looking, and all of a sudden Hinata with his animal senses is like wide eyes and jumps back 5 feet and looking at it. And then the other time where, you know, Kenma's like, this is fun, and Hinata is over there screaming like, yes, I did it. I made him say that.
That was one of the underlining stories about it. I think the underlining story to the movie was all about Kenma saying that he likes volleyball, admitting it finally that he likes volleyball. Yeah,
because Hinata said, I'm going to make you say, this is fun. Dang, we lost. Like, express emotion about the game of not caring about the outcome, because Kenma never cared about the outcome. He liked the game in the moment more because of the strategy, because he liked MMORPGs, RPGs. He's a video game person, so he saw everyone as different characters and different strategies play to use these different people as pawns. Kind of like in a Fire Emblem situation. And that Hinata wanted Kenma to see it more as what it is. He wanted to see it for volleyball. He wanted to have fun in the moment. Still having the thing, because Kenma's going to think how Kenma's going to think. But he wanted him to see it and see that emotion on his face. And you could tell Kenma throughout the entire time with those expressions. Those smiles, those are my favorite Kenma smiles. I love them. They're so creepy sometimes.
The more he was getting into it, the more those smiles.
How good that is.
Yeah, the more he was getting into it, the more you could see those smiles creeping out of him. Like, he was starting to have fun. He was still trying to like hold it back. But certain plays, he just couldn't help it. Like, okay, I'm getting excited now. Like, ooh, I love it. Can't stand this little dude at the same time. He's doing too much. But I thought he was brilliant in it. Like, his brain and strategy, just like, okay, just how he looked at everything. Look, all we gotta do is stop him 3 times, and we're pretty much good. Like, that's all we need to do, and we're pretty much good.
Calm, cool, and collected.
Yep. No need for all the high flying antics that they're doing. We got this. We got this. And they paced him that whole first match.
Yep.
Only to realize at the end, no, we're still right here with you, and to pull that first one out. I also love, which is officially my favorite character now after the movie, Kuro, his best friend.
You're like, Kuro?
That is my guy. That is one. Like, I liked him in the show, but just being like, this is all about those 2 teams and getting to see a lot more of like their personalities on the court and all that kind of stuff. Like, him messing with Suki had to be some of my favorite parts.
Oh my god, he is like an annoying dad, an annoying older brother. He's just like, hey, you're dumb.
And Suki's like, what you know what? You suck. Like, they just keep going back and forth every time they were on the front together. That was so hilarious. And I love seeing more of their backstory of how he got him into volleyball, and he's been so hyped for since he's a little kid, and brought him all the way here with him, like, and just seeing how he was reacting to like the changes that was happening to him within the match. Like, he would look over and start smiling, like, okay, he's getting there. I've almost got him there, but we're so close. Like, that was really, really good to see. What other favorite moments did you have from the movie?
Well, obviously, I know we mentioned something about all the little interactions, but I love how they kind of paired each of them up almost when they do these interactions. Like, obviously, you have Hinata and Kenma, you have Kuro and Suki, but then you have like Nishinoya and Yaku, the 2 liberos.
Liberos, yeah.
And anytime Nishinoya would play, Yaku's like, oh my god, you're amazing. And then Yaku would do something that's like, Nishinoya's like, I want to be you. Or like, the way they kept going back and forth, and I mean, you have Hinata and Lev, you have Hinata and Inoka, and you have so many people. Kuro is like, Suga-chan's yelling again, and I'm like, yeah, he is. And just the way you can tell they know each other. Oh my god, Daichi and Kuro,
great.
They are like the biggest. Like, I am the macho man. Like, leave me. Like, this is my team. We're gonna win. Like, it's dads fighting.
Big smiles on their face, fighting. But yet stiff handshakes. Like, yeah, we're gonna beat you. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was
hands
so cool.
Shaking.
Yes,
it was amazing.
Freaking cool. Yeah, but that an amazing volleyball match. Let's talk about that third set, because I feel like in that third set, that's when they said, all right, what's left in the budget? Throw everything from here to the end at the budget. We're at the end now. You've been waiting for this match, and they did not hold back. You could feel every collision, every return, every serve. Like, everyone
was so desperate.
That was
so
great.
Desperate that they forgot how long they were going in. I mean, that's how it ended. Everyone was so hyped, so into it. They kept going. Okay, you got to get another point. No one realized. I mean, they knew what was happening, but like no one realized. That's the last point.
Yeah, they were so locked in. They were so completely zoned in. Yeah, and part of what you're saying, we talk about the camaraderie between the two teams. When they were running into those long sets during that third one, there was one part when Kuro and Sugi was on the front, and they looked at each other. Will you just stop doing what you're doing? They was like, you stop. They're both bullets.
You're the one that taught me.
Yeah, and they're both like so profusely sweating, so tired. Yeah. But then Suki gives us that first smile where like he is genuinely finally on the court,
I love
happy. That was such a great moment. Because that was like, it wasn't like a smirk like he was trying to talk in trash time better than you. That was him genuinely having the best time he's ever had. Yeah.
Playing. He was so happy. And I love those moments when the characters are like, I'm happy. I'm genuine. Like, I am enjoying this. All of them are having the time of their life. And it's just, I love also how they show emotion in the show.
Yeah.
Just it's in general, and it relates the same way into the movie. They show the characters' emotions. They're not afraid to show their tears. They're not afraid to show when they're happy, when they're extremely frustrated. They convey emotion very well. This mangaka is amazing at drawing these characters, and I'm so happy they changed to this art style, because now you can truly see what he wanted to portray. And it's amazing that they got it like this.
It is, and it showed brightly in the movie, I will say. It really did. And that last play of this movie, when they showed it from Kenma's point of view, that first person shot for that whole last play was so freaking incredible. One of the most incredible things I've seen animation-wise in 2024. Like, it was just done so you could like.
It was captivating.
I feel like if I remember correctly, they dropped out the music and you're just hearing like the play from what's happening, and you're seeing it from a first-person angle. You're
hearing him breathing too. So you're hearing
the
noises you would hear if you were on the court with them playing the match. No music, no nothing. You're hearing Kenma's heavy breathing as he's exhausted going through this last rally.
And it was literally amazing. What did you think about how the game ended?
As someone who already knew what's going to happen because I read the manga.
True.
It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been probably 4 years since I have read that ending. So I knew essentially what was going to happen, but I didn't remember how things were going down. And I myself forgot that was the last point. So that came and I was just like,
I did too.
My heart was beating. I was leaning forward, and it's just like I'm like, let out a small gasp. It's like, and then it kind of stands still. It's just like, okay, I can breathe now. And I almost wanted to cry myself. I'm just like, it got that last perspective, like you were saying, got you so into it. It was absolutely amazing. I thought it was a really, really good way to end the match. And we talked about this the other day. It just ended. It's sudden. It's jolting. Yeah. That is the end of the match.
I was so
everyone
thrown
is
off.
Shocked.
Yeah, I was so thrown off by it because it was so intense. We're looking for this last point, and the second he goes to catch it on the ground and it slipped because of the sweat of the. I was like, oh, this is how it's going to be over. Like it's a realistic thing that I can see happening.
Yes, in those long rallies like that, it picks up the
so
sweat of the ball.
For it to end off a slip of just the sweat off the ball, the way they were going so hard at the end, like I couldn't believe it ended that way. And I was just like Hinata when he's like, nah, dude, like that, look at the points. That was it. Like we gotta go line up. Like that's it. There's no more rally no more. We're done.
We're done.
We lost.
The announcers were so shocked too. They were
everybody was.
Oh, yeah.
It was such. It threw me off. I was thrown just like everybody was, but overall in the end, I have to say I was very, very happy with just how it all turned out. They still kept their camaraderie or whatever afterwards, even though of course Nekoma was sad they lost, but they still kind of kept it together. Like it's all good. We had a hell of a match. Like we don't like those guys, but okay.
We love those guys, but we're like.
We'll see you next year. It's okay.
Yeah.
We got this. Let us go, walk it off. Yeah. Great.
So I want to know what you think going into the next match, because we're going against Hoshigumi's team, which is Komadai, I think. I'm butchering the team name, and I apologize.
The other little giant.
Right. Better. Yeah. The current new little giant replacement, because he's the one they're calling the little giant right now. He's of the same size as Hinata. What do you think of him? Since you've seen a few clips of him from the top on season 4, so we've seen a tiny bit of him, and then we get that small interaction at the end.
Yes,
where
after
he's
credit scene.
Hinata. Yes, that's in the after credit scene. Stayed till the end of the credits, and people left it. I was like, no,
don't do that. Don't do that.
No relief. But we had a little clip of him going to Hinata and being like, "Hey, you're next."
Yeah, I'm excited, knowing that this match is coming up next, because it's going to be the two little giants. You have Hinata fighting for his spot to be the new giant, but you have this other guy who's already kind of claimed that spot. So watching them fight it out is going to be intense. What's going to be the most interesting and dying, like the next factor for me, is the elements that the other team has around him. Like we know who Kurasono has. Like we know they got it down, the quick attacks. They trust him now. They know Hinata can receive good now and help out with the liberal. Like they know what he's capable of now. What do the other players around the other team look like? Supporting
the other team is brand new to us. We've never really seen them except for that one other guy that's with Hoshigumi in a few scenes. We don't know what the other team has to bring to the table, so they're a completely new team, and having something like that this late in the game is very interesting.
Very. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. I want to see Kurasono make it to the end. They deserve it. We've been following these boys for years now. They've worked hard. They've come a long way.
They have.
But like you said, we don't know what's in store for them as far as this next team. We only know of the two people we just mentioned, the one that's always with the little guy. So that's all we know of. And we know he's out there being the giant right now. He is doing his thing. He's making a name for himself. Yes. So that's kind of... It has me on edge. I'm excited. I'm excited to know, like I said, who are these other players on this team and how well they're going to match up with our guys, and what quirks, what personality quirks, and what are they good at that's going to make the match interesting. Because it's got to be interesting. We're at the second to last match of everything, so this has to be a big thing. And how are they going to top the match we just saw? Yeah, that was the pinnacle right now. That was such a great match. Yeah. So. Without knowing who the other people are on that team, it makes it difficult. But I have faith in it because we're almost at the end now, and they're not going to go against anybody that's not worthy to be in that slot. So it's the mystery around them right now. That's the most scary part. So
that team is definitely worthy, and that team is intimidating.
See, I want to see how they bring the intimidation. I so can't wait, and we haven't heard nothing about a release date or anything. That we'll probably
and I want to know so bad.
I think. After this has run its course, probably in the U.S. market, there'll be probably during Shonen Jump Fest this year. We might get an announcement then for when the next movie is. Fingers crossed we do.
When is Shonen Jump Fest again? Is that typically like at the end of the year or like into?
We can look it up and post it in the chat so people can know what it is. But we'll look that up afterwards. But. After us sitting here and discussing it and talking about it, Gabby, are you still at a 12 Or are you at like a 15 now? Have you come down to just a regular 10? Like, where are you
I
at?
feel like if we just keep talking my hype and how much I really love, like, I've told this to multiple people already, but I will tell the world now. I love Haikyuu almost as much as I love One Piece, and I absolutely love One Piece more than my entire life. So, if that doesn't tell you how invested I am in this show and how I've been, it's.
Yeah, and I went in without watching. Well, I watched them originally, but like the other quote unquote movies, specials, OVAs.
Yeah,
I only watched like the street.
I had to watch Land versus Air and then Path to the Ball. You get so much more Fukurodani, Nekoma, and then some Nohebi too. Some background to that team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna finish watching those between sometime this week. I'm gonna finish going back and watching those. You do not have to watch the movies if you're looking to jump in and catch up. Those are just compilation movies.
Yeah, but if you want to watch this movie now, you can watch the compilation movies to then go watch this one sooner. Because sometimes people don't want to watch the whole season.
You have a point. Yes. So while it's still in theater, I completely agree with her. Watch the 2 compilation movies now and go to the theater and check this out. You are not going to be disappointed. The only thing I mentioned to you, the only thing I wish we had more of in this movie, and it might have been intent for me if that was the case.
Yes.
If more of the other players that we've seen and come to know, we got to see around watching the match. Like
yes, I did wish we had more of that.
Yeah, like I wanted to see Date Tech out there. You know what I mean? The Iron Wall watching and seeing how the match was coming together. Like I wanted to see those people sitting there. Yeah, so I kind of missed that, but the people who are important to be there were there.
Yeah.
Watching this match. I do wish that the grandfather was ringside. I get it, he's in the hospital and everything.
Yeah, he's been in the hospital. He can't. It would have been nice.
Yeah, but seeing him at the end when they won, reach out his hand, watching the TV.
Oh yes, that
was, woo, that was pretty moving.
That was so nice.
Yeah, and he had a big grin on his face, like he said, "Yeah, my grandson's down there. He's the coach or whatever." But
we did this.
Those are my boys.
He trained like half the team anyway.
Yeah,
so.
So those are my boys, though. It's all about them. But I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna sit in the hospital with you guys. Yeah. Sit, watch, and just have a big grin on my face the whole time. So that was a beautiful moment to have that at the end. But yeah, I am. I say 9.5. I say I'm a 9.5. I'm a 9.5 with this one.
I'm another 12, and I could go higher. So.
I'm a 9.5. Like I said, if it had been some of those other people just watching and putting in their 2 cents and comments and seeing their reaction to the plays that are being made, it would have probably bumped it up to a 10 for you. But for right now, I'm at a 9.5. Yeah. So everybody, as you can see, we highly suggest you go see this movie because it is freaking fantastic. If you have time to watch the series, please do. Don't think you'll be disappointed, and you definitely won't be disappointed when it's time for you to get to the movie. Or if you want to go see it in the theater right now and not wait till it comes out, like Gabby said, go watch 2 compilation movies and then head right to the theater and go check it out for yourself. It is emotional, it is intense, amazing volleyball, and it's just a good time overall. So I think we can say we recommend this to anime lovers, sports lovers, I don't know, just people who like this type of stuff. Yeah. Like it was
anyone, go see it.
It was worth the 10 years that we waited for this.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So with that, everybody, we're going to get out here and go watch some anime and get ready for the next movie we have coming up, which is Blue Lock.
Yeah, another sports one. Let's go.
All right, 2 sports ones back to back. So we're going to go in and do our recap, get ready to go check that one out when it drops. So until then, everybody, we will catch you later. Deuces.
Bye.
Loading snacks.